What's up, people? Welcome to Blockchain Investing. Wingless here today. I am out here at the Amazon Fulfillment Center. My wife got a job at Amazon and I was out here working on her car and thought this would be the perfect place to record a video about prices in the market. I've been studying up on F.A. Hayek, and man, what a profound insight he had into prices and how prices convey a message and how we all base our decisions on purchases based off of these prices without even knowing the total extent of everything. The little example is, we're going to go through a little scenario and you're going to put your mind inside of every person in the transaction along the way to Amazon. All right, let's pretend Amazon. Okay, so we got someone, let's go with coffee beans, because I'll put a video down just below about the coffee beans. This is where I'm getting it from. They explain it much better. But okay, so Alice likes coffee. She buys coffee from Amazon, okay? And she gets her coffee for $10 a bag. And let's say that there's a big, huge storm down in Colombia, and all of a sudden all of the crops are destroyed, or half the crops are destroyed. Now what do? You got to put yourself in the mind of the coffee bean grower. If you now all of a sudden have half the supply that you did last year, and you still have the same amount of bills that you had last year, probably more than last year, and you need to pay for everything else and to feed your family. So you're going to have to charge more for your limited supply. When you charge more, they ship it to Amazon, and then Alice gets her coffee for more than $10. Except the thing is, when we make purchases, if we find one of our favorite things is all of a sudden more expensive and we don't know the reasons why, we are still going to make decisions based on that price as if we knew why. We don't know that there was a storm down in Colombia, but because that our coffee is more expensive now, we are either going to have to sacrifice something else and not buy something else, or we're going to have to buy something cheaper in order to maintain the same lifestyle and just get different kind of coffee. And it's amazing in the crypto world, in cryptocurrencies, how this works as well. Pricing and what it conveys the message. Everyone looks at the price of these cryptocurrencies and it goes up and down and we don't know why, but we're all out here making guesses and speculations as to why. And we don't know the full story. But the one thing that we do know is Bitcoin is a limited supply, period, the end. There's no changing that. And if the world and all of the governments of the world create more fiat currency, the result will ultimately be the price of Bitcoin going up. Period. There's no other way around it. If there's more dollars in the world, then there's going to be more dollars to purchase Bitcoin. Just the same thing with coffee, except the coffee you can regrow and get more. F.A. Hayek had a major battle, a major battle with Keynes, John Maynard Keynes. And he thought that the economy, the government could control the economy and prices and have a more stable economy, because the free market, there's too many things and price fluctuates too much because natural disasters happen and things happen and people need to charge more. Natural selection. But Keynes, unfortunately, now the rest of the world believes him, and if you go and talk to regular people in society, they all really believe that government can control the economy. They've been doing it forever. They issue their own currency. They up the exchange rate, down the exchange rate. They create more currency and get rid of currency at their will. And this is why Bitcoin was created, to stop this. Now we have finally a limited supply. Never in the time has Maynard Keynes been so wrong. I'm so glad that Hayek finally won out, and one man, Satoshi Nakamoto, created Bitcoin to create this decentralized monetary system where everyone and anyone can create their own currency. Now we finally have competition of currency. Imagine if John Maynard Keynes, imagine if Amazon here tried to control the economy of Amazon. Do you think Amazon could control all of the prices of all the products it sells? That is way too complicated for Jeff Bezos and his brilliant team here at Amazon to figure out all of what to be charging people for what and everything like that. He leaves it up to the people that sell things on Amazon, the Colombian coffee bean grower, and so those people price their pricing, and Bezos just takes a cut off the top. But he doesn't try to control the economy. Imagine if he did, Amazon would not be this big. There would be no way that we'd have Amazon approaching a $1 trillion company right now. So I'm so glad that Hayek is winning out, and that people are waking up and realizing that money is a way to convey messages and a way to speak. It's a way of communication, that we can communicate messages. And with that being said, if you look at the cryptocurrency world, if you just take F.A. Hayek at his word and you look at the prices of cryptocurrencies, you could come to the assumption that because of the price of the token or price of the coin is what makes it valuable. Because Bitcoin is $3,000 a coin, Bitcoin's the most valuable. And that is wrong. That is not taking into the full account of supply and demand, that the new market that we have right now. You need to look at the market cap and the total supply of coins before you purchase, and look at the price, because Ripple is super dirt cheap per coin, because there's a ton of Ripple coins. So don't look at the dollar amount at face value. You got to dig in. You got to look at what the supply is and how many tokens there are, and what the use case is. I'm afraid that people are buying up coins and alternate currencies just because of the US dollar price is cheaper, and not looking at the actual use case of the coin or the token. So be careful with that, guys. Make sure it has an actual real world use case and it's going to solve a real problem. If it's just a copy of another coin and it's cheaper, is not a reason to buy it. In that case, you could also look at, I think, GByte. GByte is like, it was up to $1,000 a coin. And you could say, well, that one's doing really good and that one's more expensive than Ethereum, so it must be better than Ethereum. But it's not as popular as Ethereum. The market cap, the total amount of money that is in Ethereum, is way higher than the total amount of money into GByte. So, watch the market cap, look at how much money is in the ecosystem and how many tokens there are, and that's how you can base your assumptions on that, and kind of judge pricing and what to purchase there. Just don't look at the dollar price. With that being said, the IMF is giving Greece another $1.8 billion loan. This is just crazy. This is crazy. They need to keep this going. If you've been noticing the past couple years, they keep bailing out Greece and they keep bailing out Greece, and they never hold Greece accountable and the politicians accountable to actually produce a profit. They're running at a loss, and the IMF has to keep bailing them out and has to keep giving them money. Now this time they are bringing in the other creditor nations and other creditor banks to hop on board as well, because the IMF cannot write this down on their balance sheet as a loss. That would send the whole world into a tailspin if it marks it as a loss and loses $1.8 billion. Plus, it needs to pay itself back the loan that it already gave it. It's just creating money out of thin air and giving it to countries. But they're not giving it to countries, they're giving it to the politicians of those countries who are taking and stealing the money and not giving it to the people. The IMF is an institution that breeds poverty, guys. We need to stop the IMF. We need to stop the fiat currencies of the world. We need to invest in these blockchains and these companies, and do your research and look into them, guys. Thank you so much for checking me out at Amazon. Have a good one. Peace.